Please be seated. On behalf of the University of Alabama Board of Trustees, the officers of the University of Alabama system, President Ray Watts, and the UAB faculty, staff, students, and administration, we welcome you to the Spring 2026 Doctoral Hooding Ceremony. We're pleased to have on stage UAB's vice presidents, deans, and others. Please join me in thanking these UAB leaders for their participation here tonight. We're also joined today by a distinguished group of UAB faculty, many of whom have been directly involved in mentoring the degree recipients. To our students, faculty members are not only educators and mentors, they're also leaders in research, creating meaningful opportunities for growth and discovery. Faculty members, please rise to be recognized for your outstanding contributions to this university. It is now my pleasure to invite Dean Schneider to address the graduates.
Good evening. It is a pleasure to join you all on this long-anticipated day for our graduates, their families and friends, and our faculty mentors. Today marks both a culmination and a commencement. We reflect on the years of rigorous study, research and scholarship, and service that brought you to this ceremony, and we celebrate your passage into a very select group. Only about 2% of the US population holds a doctoral degree. And today, 84 UAB graduates represent 14 states, 13 countries, and 39 different disciplines join that elite number. Equipped with these doctorates and the talent and dedication that it took to earn them, you're all poised to make significant contributions as leaders in your respective fields. You're doing so in a time in which the pace of discovery is more dramatic than ever, with rapid development of new technologies and new knowledge, including the vast potential and challenges of AI. In every discipline, from the sciences and engineering to business and education, to the arts and humanities, there's more possibility than ever before. So you all will be realizing those possibilities through your continued commitment to innovation and collaboration that is a hallmark of our university. And you're building rewarding careers that positively impact people's lives in our community, our state, the nation, and throughout the world. Best of luck and congratulations to all of you. You've done UAB and your families very proud.
It is now my pleasure to introduce tonight's keynote speaker, Dr. Bertha Hidalgo. Dr. Hidalgo is a distinguished leader and scholar whose career is focused on improving lives, not just in our community, but across the nation. She serves in UAB's School of Public Health as Associate Professor of Epidemiology and Associate Dean for the Office of Access and Engagement. Her PhD was earned right here at UAB, and her master's in public health at UCLA. As an undergraduate, Dr. Hidalgo majored in human biology at Stanford University. She's been where you are and understands the years of diligent work required on your journey. Her work at UAB sits at the intersection of data, equity, and public health. She seeks to understand some of the most complex health challenges of our time. As an accomplished epidemiologist, Dr. Hidalgo studies patterns of health and disease, particularly across diverse populations. Her work informs national and international epidemiological practice, and she contributes to efforts that strengthens professional methods, mentorship, and public health communication. Dr. Hidalgo's scientific research is widely published, and she's a fellow of the American College of Epidemiology, where she was named the organization's president just last year. For her contributions to the field of epidemiology, she's been honored by countless organizations, including the National Institutes of Health. She's a firm believer in innovation and access. Like you, she only wants to operate at the highest levels with the promise of maximum impact. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Bertha Hidalgo.
What an amazing welcome. Thank you for the opportunity to address this wonderful group today. Good afternoon, everyone. To the graduates seated before us, congratulations. It makes me a little emotional to be here, if I'm going to be honest. To the families, friends, mentors, partners, children, colleagues and communities who helped carry them to this moment, welcome, and also thank you. Today is a day of celebration, recognition, and arrival. Before I say anything, I want you to sit with something for just a moment. You just heard that approximately 2% of US adults aged 25 and older hold a doctoral degree. 2%. That is the room that you are sitting in today. Not the luckiest, but the most persistent, among the most committed, among those who decided that finishing mattered and then proved it. That is worth pausing for. And I say that not just as someone standing at this podium, but as someone who was once exactly where you are sitting. In fact, I was sitting towards that back row. Years ago, I was admitted to the doctoral program in epidemiology. I asked for a brief moment of silence. I did the math last week. The gasp that I gasped when I realized just how much time had passed since I was first admitted to my PhD program in epidemiology. 18 years. Wow. Right? The program director called me to personally let me know that I had been admitted. And I remember thanking him profusely, and then I thought without much polish, "This is a dream come true," I said over the phone. Was I a little dramatic? Maybe. Was I, as the kids say these days, a little cringe? Possibly. But I meant it. Because for many of us, education is never just education. It is opportunity. It is sacrifice made visible. It is the hopes of parents and grandparents. It is doors opening that once felt far away. It is proof of the life that you imagined might be actually possible. And what I did not know then was that dreams often arrive along uncertainty. Was I excited? Yes. And grateful? Absolutely. Was I intimidated, anxious, and unsure that I belonged? You better believe it. Did I feel like they had somehow made a mistake and let me in anyway? Yes. At the time, I thought that confidence would come first, and then I would be ready. Life has taught me something different, and I now want to share that with you. Confidence comes after courage. Many of the most meaningful chapters of your life will begin before you feel ready. And looking out at all of you today, I know something for certain. You already understand this. You wrote dissertations before you felt ready. You defended proposals before you felt ready. You asked difficult questions before you felt ready. You may have even balanced work, caregiving, finances, grief, uncertainty, exhaustion, all before you felt ready. You kept going, even when the next step was unclear. You moved anyway. You did not wait for perfect certainty, or maybe you did, and you learned an important lesson. and that matters. Because a doctorate is not simply a degree awarded to those who are brilliant. It is earned by those who learn to continue. I too know something about continuing. There were seasons in my own training when I paid the price for the dream. Friendships suffered. Self-care slipped. I had my oldest son after the first year of my PhD program while simultaneously working full-time. My youngest son was born at the end of my first year of my postdoctoral training. I did a postdoc in statistical genetics as an applied epidemiologist. My mentor is in the audience today. It was important, underscore important, that I succeed. Crucial even. My day started at the crack of dawn so I could fit in classwork and later dissertation work, my full-time job, daycare drop-offs and pickups, and all other responsibilities that training and life had to bring. I was probably sleeping 4 to 6 hours a day at that time. That was really hard. I was tired, I was stretched thin, and I was unsure that I would make it. I was definitely not sure if I'd make a postdoc. But yet I persisted, not because I was the smartest person in the room, though I do believe in my intelligence, discipline, and work ethic. I persisted because I kept showing up. Because consistency can be more powerful than brilliance. Because discipline can carry you where confidence cannot. Because sometimes success belongs to the person who simply refuses to stop. Today, we celebrate your scholarship, but we also celebrate your stamina. We celebrate your discipline, your resilience, and we celebrate the person you had to become in order to finish. And that transformation may be the greatest achievement of all. I also want to say something to those of you for whom this journey carried extra weight. Those of you who walked into rooms and wondered whether you were truly welcome there. Those of you who had no roadmap because no one in your family had walked this road before. Who felt the weight of not just your own hopes, but the hopes of everyone watching you from home. People who sacrificed so that you could be here. Those of you who had to be twice as prepared, twice as polished, and twice as certain, just to be taken as seriously as everyone else in the room. Those of you who traveled far from home, across borders, across cultures, across everything familiar, to build something new in unfamiliar ground. And those of you whose weight was less visible, who had every advantage on paper, and still sat with doubt, isolation, or quiet suffering that no one around you could quite see. That weight is real too. And you carried it just as privately. Whatever form that weight took, you didn't just earn this degree, you earned it carrying more. And I want you to know that that is not a small thing. That is not lost on this room, and it will not be lost on the world you are about to enter. The path you walked to get here has already made you something that no credential can fully capture. It has made you someone who knows what it costs. And that knowledge, that particular kind of wisdom, is exactly what the world needs. Because the world you enter now does not only need people with credentials. It needs people with character. It needs people who know how to think carefully in rushed times, who can remain ethical when shortcuts are available, who understand that expertise should be used in service, not performance. There is no shortage of loud voices. There is no shortage of opinions delivered with great confidence and very little reflection. But you have trained in something deeper. You know how to investigate, how to revise your views when new information emerges, how to hold complexity without collapsing into cynicism. You know that being wrong is not failure when it leads you closer to what is right. You also know that rigor is a form of respect. Respect for truth, the people affected by your work, and for the responsibility that comes with that knowledge. Protect that mindset. The world needs it. Use it generously and use it humbly. Because one of the great temptations after achievement is to believe that arrival means completion. But earning a doctorate is not the end of learning. It is an invitation to deeper learning. It is not permission to convey that we know everything. It is a reminder of how much there still is to know. Remember that today is not the finish line, but a threshold to what comes next, and today we mark that crossing together. Now I want to speak directly to something for a moment. In the past couple of years, I've been asked more times than I can count, how are you thinking about academia these days? About science and what comes next? And I understand why people are asking that. The environment is uncertain. The landscape is shifting. The path forward is not always clear. And my honest answer is this: I've stopped trying to know what comes next. What comes 5 years from now, what comes next month, or even next week. What I've learned instead is to trust in my ability to take that next step, to read the room, to stay alert without living in panic, to be proactive rather than reactive, and to make the next decision with the best available evidence even when I cannot see around the corner. You don't have to have it all mapped out. You do need to trust yourself to navigate what comes next. And here's what I know about you already. You already have evidence that you can do that because you are here today. Every decision that brought you to this stage, every pivot, every leap, every hard choice was made without a guarantee. You trusted yourself then, and you can trust yourself now. I also want to acknowledge something important, and that is that you completed this journey during years marked by disruption, uncertainty, rapid change, and personal challenges that we don't always see from the outside, and yet you persisted. Because courage is not the absence of doubt, it is movement despite it. As you cross the stage today, celebrate fully. Pause long enough to let this moment belong to you. You've earned it. And when tomorrow comes, begin again. Wherever life takes you next, remember this: the letters after your name may open doors, but your courage will walk through them. Your integrity will sustain them. And your humanity will determine whether those doors remain open for someone else. Congratulations, graduates. We are all so proud of you. Remember that the world is waiting for what only you can do. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Hidalgo. It is now time to confer degrees. Provost Woodruff Borden, I present to you candidates for conferral of degrees. Candidates for the degree Doctor of Philosophy, please rise and remain standing. Candidates for the degree Doctor of Science, please rise and remain standing. Candidates for the degree Doctor of Education, please rise and remain standing. Candidates for the degree Doctor of Public Health, please rise and remain standing. Provost Woodruff Borden, the candidates before you and others have completed all requirements for the degrees as listed in the commencement ceremony program. On behalf of the faculties of the schools represented, I recommend that these degrees be conferred.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of Alabama System, I confer upon you the particular degree for which you have been recommended, with all the rights and privileges thereunto appertaining. Congratulations.
All right, now you can be seated now. Okay, on behalf of the graduate school faculty and staff, I want to congratulate you again on completing your doctoral studies. Today, the world needs your talents, skills, and compassion more than ever. The world needs your courage and your innovative spirit to lead us into a brighter future. Before we call the candidates or the graduates to the stage, I would like to take a moment to describe the process of hooding our doctoral students. The Doctor of Philosophy is the highest degree awarded by the Academy, and the hooding ceremony signifies this important milestone. Each doctoral student crosses the stage. Their mentor will place a dark blue velvet hood on them, similar to the one worn by the faculty. By hooding the doctoral graduates, we acknowledge that they are now our colleagues and successors. Congratulations again to all of our outstanding doctoral students. At this time, I will ask the faculty marshals to please lead the candidates and their mentors to the stage to receive their hoods.
Dean Thomas, College of Arts and Sciences. Jonathan Aregi, dissertation, Parameter Estimation and Hybrid Dynamical Systems with Threshold Responses, Theory and Applications in Macroeconomics, Chair, Marius Nakashima. Aaron Ballard, dissertation, Hair cortisol and cortisone, Indicators of Chronic Stress and Cognition in a Sample of Older Adults in Puerto Rico. Chair, Michael Crow. D. Bai, dissertation, a module saponin adjuvant platform, development, structure, activity relationships, and applications. Chair, Peng Fei Wong. Chiam Lin Pike, dissertation, biomedical applications of structurally defined natural and semi-synthetic saponins. Chair, Peng Fei Wong. Regina Bedgood, dissertation, Discovery to Dissemination Arabitosis as a Model for JAGN1, Modulation of ER Stress Signaling and Implementation of Research Science in Classrooms. Chair, Melissa Harris. Andrea Marie Semino, dissertation, Recognizing Patients in Places, a multi-level analysis of severe heat-related illness risk in Birmingham, Alabama. Chair, David Warner. Corinne Taylor Evans, dissertation, Understanding the Roles of Individual and Family-Based Resilience Resources and Mechanisms in Youth with Painful Disorders of Gut-Brain Interaction. Chair, Heather Austin. Maizone Fields, dissertation, Associations of Adverse Childhood Experiences, Social Factors, and Poor Health in All-Cause Caregivers. Chair, Dr. Olivia Clay. Marcelo Malesano Baratello Filo, Surviving Together, Evolutionary Dependency, Community Dynamics, and Mortality in Marine Communities. Chair, Tiffany Mans. Gabrielle Gloston, Circadian Contribution to Blood Pressure Variation and the Impact of Artificial Lights on Asleep Blood Pressure in Black Adults. Chair, Justin Thomas. Chloe Jones, Identifying the Neurobiological Substrates of Gulf War Illness. Chair, Jared Younger. Yoon Lean, Investigating the Impact of Physical Exercise on Cardiorespiratory Fitness, Neurobiology, and Cognition in Idiopathic Generalized Epilepsy. Chair, Jane Allendorfer. Ojekukwa Nugwa Hyacinth, Iron Quantification Using Multimodal MRI of Intracranial Hemorrhage. Chair, Mark Bolding. AKM Shaharaya Azad Rabi, Efficient Thin Structure Segmentation via Edge, Directional, and Topology Preserving Priors. Cheng Chui Zhang. Ryan Masavas Requijo, dissertation, Mechanistic Insights into the Evolutionary Divergence of Nucleotide Addition and Removal by Eukaryotic RNA Polymerases. Chair, Aaron Lucius. Melissa Walker, dissertation, Complementary Anti-Infective Strategies for AMR, Engineered Nanoparticles and Therapeutic Bacteriophages. Chair, James Jeffrey Morris. Yixing Wang, dissertation, Unintentional Gun Injury in Children, Firearm Safety Knowledge, Intention and Behavior, and Psychological Moderators that Predict Unsafe Firearm Use. Chair, Christopher Henrick. Crystal Whitehead, dissertation, Silencing Genes and Growing Understanding RNA Interference Research in Manduka Sexta and Reflective Active Learning in Undergraduate Biology. Chair, Peggy Biga. Antoinette Shante Williams, dissertation, Caring Through Cancer, the Role of Stress and Social Support in the Lives of Caregivers Diagnosed with Cancer. Chair, Mikey Beth Tamir. Brittany Lorraine Witt, dissertation, targeting inflammatory and growth signaling pathways in breast cancer through diet, microbiome, and metabolite interactions. Chair, Dr. Trive Tolspo. Dean Doty, School of Education and Human Sciences. Ildiko Archer, dissertation, Resisting the Neoliberal Post-Feminist Sexual Objectification Matrix, a critical autoethnography exploring sexual objectification, mental health, relationship to self, and reclaiming subjectivity. Chair, Mary Bodine Al-Sharif. Kiera Denise Walker, dissertation, Exploring Medical Mistrust in a Higher Education Context, a Mixed Methods Study. Chair, Marianne Bodine Al-Sharif. Kalila Diane Smith, dissertation, Constructing a Network-Inspired Framework for Understanding the Homeschool Experience. Chair, Lori Edmonds and Mary Ann Bodine El-Sharif. Carrie Elizabeth Buchanan, dissertation, Middle School English Language Arts Teacher Perceptions about Literacy, Self-Efficacy. Chair, Keith Gurley. Akila Amara Malpass, dissertation, Leadership and Parent Engagement, a phenomenological study of school principals' preparedness to lead parent engagement. Chair, Keith Gurley. Jacqueline Clark Nichols, dissertation, Exploring Teachers' Perceptions of Family Math Nights, Building School-Family Community Partnerships in an Urban Middle School, a case study. Grace Kamal, chair. Sally Ann Pers, dissertation, Reading Between the Lines, an exploration of censorship in United States public school libraries. Chair, Tiara McMurdy. Kelly Lynn Hager, dissertation, Teaching in the Midst of a Moral Panic, Censorship and the Lived Experiences of Educators. Chair, Amy Dagley. Associate Dean Janowski, School of Engineering. Helen Brinyark, dissertation, Analysis of Stimulation-Evoked Potentials and the Resonant Frequencies to Localize the Epigenetic Network. Chair, Rachel June Smith. Kadir Gultekin, dissertation, Development and Applications of a Semi-Automated Dosimetry Workflow for Radiopharmaceuticals. Chair, Jonathan E. McNaughty. Keaton Ramsey, dissertation, Photon Encoding in the Early Visual System. Chair, Lawrence Sinek. Orhun Vural, dissertation, a computational deep learning framework for protein-ligand interactions. Chair, Leon Jololian. Interim Dean Morris, School of Health Professions. Ahmed Abdel Gouad, dissertation, leveraging live biotherapeutic products for the treatment of chronic rhinosinusitis, a novel therapeutic approach. Chair, Eric Schwiebert. Pooja Arora, dissertation, advancing telehealth pulmonary rehabilitation for individuals with COPD, integrating evidence from scoping review, quantitative and qualitative studies to inform a multi-domain telewellness approach. Chair, James Rimmer. Laura Arlene Alley, capstone, enhancing the OT department at Caltech Medical Center through education training on low vision assessments and treatment options, providing interprofessional educational opportunities with OT, PT, and SLP. Chair, Laura Vodel. Cortez Tremaine Thomas. Chair, Janet Lewis Clark, Laura Vodel. Michael Elijah Adrian, capstone, death as an occupation. Chair, Sarah Tucker. Esmeralda Lizgano, capstone, low vision and inpatient rehab. Chair, Sarah Tucker. Aisha Denise Reese, capstone, advocating for patients through improved documentation, education, and implementation. Chair, Sarah Tucker. Kingsley Kormla Eichen-Morty, dissertation, Understanding Disparities in Campus Health Service Utilization, a mixed method study of first generation and continuing generation college students. Chair, Sue Feldman. Abigail Rose Williamson, dissertation, vitamin B12 supplementation improves skeletal muscle, mitochondrial biology, and proteostasis pathways in advanced age. Chair, Anna Thalacker Mercer. Shaniqua Chantel Roscoe Nelson, dissertation, bridging gaps in federally qualified health centers, examining enabling services and their role on care delivery. Chair, Jeffrey Silvera. Fung Kwok, dissertation, enhancing dynamic balance and mobility in adolescents with cerebral palsy or spina bifida. Chair, Gordon Fisher. Amy Brady, dissertation, development of a bioassay for screening read-through compounds as therapeutics for brain bridge Roper's syndrome. Chair, Tino Unlap. Michael Hanks, dissertation, an examination of physical activity and arterial stiffness among urban and rural older adults. Chair, Raymond Jones. Petra Spreek, dissertation, compassionate work in healthcare settings, a scoping review and social network analysis of compassion exchanged among healthcare workers. Chair, Larry Harold. Robert Howard, dissertation, the role of interorganizational linkages in shaping hospital reporting burden, a relational view analysis. Chair, Larry Harold. Hamad bin Shuwai, dissertation, effects of intrinsic and extrinsic feedback on paretic limb contribution in propulsion generation during split belt treadmill walking in chronic post-stroke individuals. Chair, Christopher Hunt. Marion Lee Yurchesinen, dissertation, effects and eucaloric ketogenic diet on intrahepatic lipid content and beta cell function in African American and European American adults with type 2 diabetes. Chair, Eric Plaisance. Senior Associate Dean for Medical Education, Craig Hosley, School, Medicine, and Academic Joint Health Sciences. Caitlin Costello, dissertation, investigating the interactions of Pseudomonas aeruginosa and Staphylococcus aureus on artificial mucosal viscoelasticity and transportability. Chair, Susan Burkett. Catherine English, dissertation, DOC7 is a novel modifier of Duchenne muscular dystrophy pathology. Chair, Matthew Alexander. Afsain Ismaili, dissertation, the functional characterization of tRNA-derived fragment TPF 3021A in tumor progression. Chair, Andiata Duda. Jiwan Kumar Jadapali, dissertation, basal ganglia oscillatory changes during sleep brain stimulation surgery in Parkinson's patients. Chair, Harrison Walker. Nida Iliuva, dissertation, the role of mitochondrial and lysosomal damage and neurotoxicity from Parkinson's-related environmental exposures. Chair, Ashley Harms. Brianna Macken, dissertation, characterizing the role of paraventricular nucleus of the thalamus D2R+ neurons in interoceptive predictions. Chair, Sophia Bias. Anna McGriff, dissertation, the structure of homeostasis, structural analysis of conserved proteins across apoptosis and glucose metabolism. Chair, William Plasick. Monica Michelle Moran, dissertation, contribution of IgE Fc epsilon R1 alpha access and macrophage-mediated inflammatory responses. Chair, Hong Wei Chin. Hui Wen, dissertation, histone deacetylases and kidney injury, distribution, injury-specific regulation, and fibroblast HDAC1 function. Chair, Subhani Bolasetti. Eddie Williams Oredidu, dissertation, B-cell intrinsic role of IRF1 driving effector B-cell fates in autoimmunity and inflammaging. Chair, Francis E. Lund. John Sanford, dissertation, protein glycosylation in natural and synthetic minimal genome microplasms. Chair, Prescott Atkinson. Isis Thomas, dissertation, mechanisms of cyst initiation and expansion in polycystic kidney disease, alterations in tubule flow dynamics and P21-driven epithelial reprogramming. Chair, Bradley Yoder. Jody Michaela Webster, dissertation, neuroinflammation and neuropathology in a novel tau and amyloid beta and alpha-synuclein co-pathology model. Chair, Ashley Harms. Dean Shirey, School of Nursing. Chisholm O. Odie, dissertation, exploring social determinants of health factors associated with chemotherapy-induced peripheral neuropathy severity in patients diagnosed with gynecological cancers, a concurrent mixed method study. Chair, Ellen Smith. Leslie Nugent Pitts, dissertation, healthcare transition experiences of emerging adults with congenital adrenal hyperplasia. Chair, Sheena Gazaway. Dean Nichols, School of Optometry. Esther Nudifafa Anua Amar, dissertation, complement and meibomian gland dysfunction in Sorgen's disease. Chair, Jillian Zimanski. Kier Salva, dissertation, optical characterization of multifocal contact lenses used for myopia control. Chair, Andrew Pucker. Dean Irwin, School of Public Health. Mary Appa, dissertation, statistical method for Mendelian randomization under non-lineality and non-normality. Chair, Hemant Tiwari. Ernestina Boateng, dissertation, statistical methodologies used in estimating treatment effect in the presence of rescue medication. Chair, Immaculata Aban. Tyshayla McKitt, dissertation, association of motherhood and maternal-related life events and cardiovascular-related health, disease events and mortality. Chair, Kelly Gabriel. Juliana C., dissertation, How Did We Get Here? Mental Health Accessibility for Adults in Alabama, 1819 to present. Chair, Kevin Fontaine. Leslie Bach Sims, dissertation, The Impact of Economic Stability on Diagnostic Timing of Autism Spectrum Disorder in Children. Chair, Stacy Cofield. Ling Ling Wang, dissertation, Statistical Innovations for Cancer Outcomes, Censoring in Progression-Free Survival, and Bayesian Spatial Disease Mapping. Chair, Charity Morgan.
Please join me in congratulating our graduates. Graduates, you may now move your tassels to the left. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for your participation in our Doctoral Hooding Ceremony. During the recessional, I ask that you remain standing at your seats until the platform party and the graduates have exited the room. We then invite you to join us for a reception in their honor in the lobby. Thank you, and good night.
It's okay. Everybody lives.